What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today we are continuing our God Roll guide for y'all with another Neomuna weapon. Now this one is not craftable, but is very easy to farm in the Basso Ostinato Void Shotgun. This bad boy is a rapid fire frame, so definitely shoots very quickly, better in PvE than PvP, but like I said, is very easy to farm, and we'll go over that when we cover its origin trait as well. So to start out, this weapon has the Nanotech Tracer Rocket's origin trait. Landing multiple hits turns your next shot into a homing micro rocket. Like I said, this bad boy comes from Neomuna, specifically from those terminal overload chests that you spend the keys on in the Ahimsa Park. When it is over there, the terminal overload, that is when it is guaranteed to drop out of the keyed chest. Now in Lemming's Harbor or Cypher's Conquest, when you're doing that and the chest that you don't have to spend the key on, this can also come from that. But like I said, in the Ahimsa Park over there, when terminal overload is there, it will for sure drop you a Basso Ostinato. Now, for this weapon right here for PvP, this is how I have it built out. Gonna flash you what the stats look like, and then we'll go over the perks, the mod, as well as the masterwork on this. So you can see it has some nice range with 51. That damage fall off is at just under 9 meters, and even when we use small bore, it only cranks it up to 9.2, but you lose a lot of that bullet spread, so this seems like the best option for me. Plus you get stability and handling just to be able to switch on and off the weapon a little bit better, but like I said, definitely more of a PvE gun than PvP. Now for the first perk that we have on this, I have corkscrew rifling, which gives us that +5 to stability, range, and handling. This helps us just as the jack of all trades, giving us the ability to switch to this weapon faster, and since it is a rapid fire frame, I use that stability, so when you got 4 or 5 shots and you're running in sixes, you can keep that thing just annihilating guardians as you go, and then obviously we want the range as high as we can get it. Now in the second column, pretty much always right here, going with accurized rounds, +10 in that range category, letting us have that 8.84 damage fall off with the 51 range. Now for me in this third column, perpetual motion was our only option for PvP in my opinion. This weapon gains bonus stability, handling, and reload while you are in motion. Grants up to ×2 in that stacks, so you can see you get +15 to stability at ×2, +15 to handling, and +15 to that reload. And again, for me in this fourth column, really only one option for that PvP realm, with opening shot. Improved accuracy and range on the opening shot of an attack applies to the first bullet after not firing for 3 seconds. We get +25 to range, so that 51 goes all the way up to 76 when we have opening shot procced. Now on top of that, to make this weapon feel super quick and springy switching on and off of it, we're going to be using quick access sling as our weapon mod to increase the ready and stow speed of this shotgun. And last but not least, PvP wise for this weapon and masterwork, definitely going with the range masterwork to keep it, like I said earlier, we want it as high as we can get in the range to absolutely map guardians. So that is what my god roll for this weapon would be for PvP. Corkscrew rifling, accurized rounds, perpetual motion with opening shot, and a range masterwork. Now, when we move on to the PvE realm for this bad boy, where it does truly shine, especially with that void synergy, and we do have a pretty fun roll for our third and fourth column. Now, as you can see, the stats over there, we have a crazy 50 in the magazine, which that is 100% not right, but we do have about 10 inside of the magazine instead of our normal 7. You can see range and stability down a little bit, but our reload speed is juiced all the way up to 83. With that rapid fire frame, we're able to put a decent amount of damage on enemies, especially since we have some fun perks like 1-2 punch. So for me, in the first column for PvE, we have small bore, which gives us that increase to stability and range at +7 on each of those. In the second column, which is where this website messes this up, the magazine is +43. I think it's supposed to be +3 or 4, with that reload speed at +10, stability at 5. This is Tactical Mag, definitely one of my favorite perks for the PvE realm. So like I said, instead of our magazine usually only being about 7, we're going to have about 10 in the magazine with Tactical Mag. Now for me, I have 2 different options in this third category right here. First off, lead from gold. Picking up heavy ammo also grants ammo to this weapon, so we never run out of ammo. And right now, with the mod system changes, heavy ammo is dropping literally everywhere and has never been easier to produce for you and your fellow guardians. Now, on the other hand, you could go with Envious Assassin, definitely an S tier perk from this season. Rapidly defeating targets with other weapons before drawing this one transfers ammo to the magazine from the reserves, so you're able to overflow this weapon, stacking about 24 shots in the magazine for this, which, like I said, is kind of crazy, and you can absolutely juice some enemies when you have that many shotgun shots procced. Now, again, in this column, 2 different options. Personally, I like destabilizing rounds. Final blows cause nearby targets to become volatile. Pairing something with this and your Titan with controlled demolitionist is absolutely gnarly, and volatility in general is so good at ad clear and that ad management that this thing just explodes everything in the vicinity for you. So it is a very good void synergy. Now, on top of that, you could use something like 1-2 Punch, which I did have an Arc Hunter video come out with Assassin's Cowl that I do have a Basso with 1-2 Punch that I was using because I could use volatile rounds to get that volatility to proc with 1-2 Punch instead of that destabilizing rounds. So this thing was hitting very hard. As you can see, that plus 350% melee damage to bosses and vehicles, and just 200% to that melee damage normally when you hit every single pellet in a single shot. Now for my mod on this weapon, going with Major Spec because these deal more damage to champions and mini bosses and majors. Now you could go with Boss Spec if you wanted, but that nice little just under 8% damage increase to those champions is definitely more in common and handy than using it on bosses, since a lot of them have stomp mechanics. You're usually using something else to do that damage on a boss, so that's why I went with Major Spec. And last but certainly not least, for this weapon, we have that reload speed as our masterwork for the PvE realm, just so we can keep that barrel loaded and ready, just in case you're using something like Envious Assassin, have that thing fully loaded, switch to another weapon, wipe out enemies with an SMG or something, switch back to this thing with 24 shots in it, and just juice enemies. So very fun weapon, very easy to farm. Like I said, just do terminal overload when it's in that Ahimsa Park over there in Neomuna, and that final chest you spend the keys on, you'll be able to get these every single time. So thank you guys again for that crazy support lately. Absolutely love y'all. Appreciate it a bunch. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.